if you are an OG follower, you're probably like, girl, yes, yes, please bring the home decor videos back. I got you, okay? I got you. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shanika E, and in today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys a mini bar styling video. If this is your first time stumbling on one of my videos, I do focus on elevating your home and your wardrobe using vintage and thrifted items. So if that's something you're interested in, please keep on watching. Also, if you have not already, please think about hitting that subscribe button before you leave. All right. Let's get right into the video. I am going to start off by showing you all of the non-thrifted items that I picked up. The non-thrifted items that I picked up today are the actual bar tools. Just because I wanted them to be a little bit more cohesive, I wanted them to be a certain tone, and I was not finding that in the thrift store, so I went ahead and went to Target to pick up the barware. The first item that I picked up is this gold shaker. I love that it's more of like a muted brass color, and it's very simple in design, and I thought that this would play well off of the other pieces that I'm going to show you guys, and this was $12.99. The next thing that I picked up also from Target is this double jigger. Now, oftentimes I am making drinks just kind of on the fly as far as measurements go. So this double jigger is definitely one of the items that I did need to add to my bar. Now, this is not dishwasher safe. You do just have to wipe it down with a damp cloth, and same with this. The price is not on here, but I think I paid about $5.99 for this double jigger. The next thing I picked up is just a standard bottle opener. Again, from Target. All of these products are part of the Project 62 line. All of them are in that nice kind of flat brass color that I love. And this, I believe, was $4.99. The last thing that I picked up from Target, it's this stir spoon. Again, same tones, same brand. This is needed, you know, after you pour in your drinks, you've already put it in your shaker, and say you add a splash of something else, maybe a splash of lime juice at the end to top it off, and then you just want to stir it all in, you'd use something like this. The next thing I'm going to get into is my vintage and thrifted finds. Now, the first thing that I was on the hunt for was something to keep my bar tools in. I wanted something that had a vintage feel to it, but still looked very modern. So I ended up with this cute little vessel here. I'll show you guys a close-up on it. It did not start off this way. It started off kind of like a blue-gray color, and I took some Rust-Oleum stone textured spray paint, and I just spray painted. I picked this up from the Goodwill for $2.99. And again, I purchased this to put my barware in. And you'll see that in the styling portion of this video. The next thing that I wanted to have in my bar area was just a little bit of fresh foliage, and I needed a vintage style vessel, and I picked up this vessel from the Goodwill. It was only $1.99. I love the old world feel to it. I love that it looks like it's been through some things. Okay, but it is so nice, so cute. I do not know what foliage I'm going to put in this yet. I don't know if I'm going to go for a pampas grass or some type of greenery, but I am going to source it outside, so stay tuned for that. The next couple of pieces that I thrifted was all of the glassware for my bar. If you do not know, the thrift store is the absolute best place to go to get vintage glassware. It's going to be dirt cheap, It's going to be made extremely well. None of that thin glass. This is going to be very quality, good stuff. And so the first thing that I want to show you guys are these two martini glasses. Now I picked everything up mostly in groups of 2. So I have 2, 4, 6, so forth and so on, because it is just me and Sherrod. So I picked up these 2 and they were only $1 each. And I think I got these from Value Village. The next thing that I picked up were these cocktail glasses. I picked these up for about, I think they were 65 cents each. And I also picked these up from Value Village as well. What I like most about these glasses, they are a very simple cocktail glass. I like the simple minimal design to this because I do have more glassware pieces that are very intricate and I didn't want this cocktail glass to compete with it. But what I like about it is it has these little indentions in there where you hold the glass, which makes it very comfortable if your hands are, you know, wet, or if you're sweating or something, the glass is not just going to slip out of your hand. So love these, picked up 2 of them. The next thing that I picked these up from Thrift, were these beautiful shot glasses. I got all 6, I think for about $2. And they just look like this. Again, they have that old world simple design with this, you know, kind of lining on the bottom, and then the mouth is a little bit wider, but I thought these were so cute. And you need a really good shot glass for your bar. And again, I picked up 6 of these and they were about $2 or so from Thrift. The next thing that I picked up, I was so excited to find, because when I decided that I was going to be doing this kind of mini bar for my home, I immediately knew that I wanted a very intricate style glass. So I have certain thrift stores that I go to source different things. And this particular thrift store that I went in, I know that I can always go into this thrift store and find really quality glassware and things for your kitchen. So I picked up these beautiful glasses. Like, I may have to do a cutaway or a split screen of all of the different details within the glass. So it's a little heavier on the bottom and then it kind of thins out towards the top. Love these, but what I love most about them was the price. I picked up this set of 9 glasses, wait for it. They were 50% off and I got them for about $3.30. $3.30 for a set of 9 glasses. So cute. I picked these up at, I think it was either the Fur Kids thrift store or it was Park Avenue Thrift, but I'll put it at the bottom of the screen exactly where I picked these up at, but you cannot beat the price. The next thing that I want to show you guys are items that I previously thrifted, and I decided that I would add them to the bar because they are A, barware pieces, and B, they're going to be something that's going to help me to elevate the bar altogether. So the first thing is these coasters. Now I may or may not keep the coasters within the set. So if you take the top off, you have individual coasters. Coasters are needed for a bar. And I'm not sure of the price of these. I just know that they were thrifted. You can check out one of my older videos to see where I thrifted these coasters from. I will link my older thrift home decor videos in the description box below. If you are an OG follower, you're probably like, girl, yes, yes, please bring the home decor videos back. I got you, okay, I got you. Moving on, another thing that I thrifted was this beautiful cocktail book. This one is the Daily Cocktail. It has 365 drink recipes. So a recipe for each day of the year. When you open it up, it gives you a little backstory. It gives you the ingredients and a nice image of what it should look like. And as I was flipping through here, I was mostly taking note of the glassware so that I'll know, you know, what style glassware that I needed. Here is that martini glass, so I make sure to pick up that. Here is a beautiful kind of etched glass, and I picked up that as well. So this book helped me a lot when I was pulling inspiration for glassware. More specifically, I picked this up from the Goodwill. I think it was about $6 or $7. The next thing that I want to show you that I got from the thrift store, again, this was previously thrifted, and I will link the video in the description box below if you want to look at that. And it is this beautiful decanter. Now, I am not a fan of the etching on this decanter, so I more than likely will just kind of turn it to the back and let, you know, the image is still in the background, but as long as it's not in the foreground, I'm okay. But it is such nice quality, and I think I picked this up for about $4.99 from Park Avenue Thrift, and it is a working decanter, and I think it's going to look beautiful on my mini bar. The last thing that I'm going to show you guys that I thrifted is this cutting board. Now, I'm probably not going to be using this cutting board for functionality. It's more so going to be just for aesthetics, to have something in the background of the mini bar. However, if you do want to purchase a non-vintage, non-thrifted cutting board, then of course you can use that cutting board, because cutting boards are a very functional tool to have on your bar. And I picked this up for $2.99 at the Goodwill. It's supposed to go this way with a book in it, but that is more of a traditional farmhouse look. So I plan to just keep it this way and kind of lean it down a little bit. We'll see. And the final item that I may or may not use on the bar is this gold vintage frame. I did pick up this frame from the Goodwill for $1.99. If I do use the frame, I am going to remove the glass and the backing on it and just kind of lean it up against the backsplash. So wanted to show you guys this. I may or may not use it once I get to styling. The last thing that I want to mention before I start styling the mini bar is I would love to style an actual bar cart, but I do have a toddler. He's 3 years old, and I do not want any of the glassware and the alcohol on the level of which he can reach it. So I'm going to be using this area right back here, and my kitchen is kind of out of sight, out of mind for him on the back part, and that is where I'm going to be creating my mini bar. So let's get right to it. All right, guys, so I did want to show you all how the bar turned out, and I absolutely love it. I wanted to get footage of me actually styling this mini bar area. However, it is so dark back here. I don't know if the footage is usable footage or not, so I'll do a few cutaways so you guys can see my planning process with this. So I'm gonna give you guys a few tips that is going to help you to style your bar cart or your bar area. Tip number one is going to be create a focal point. And my focal point is definitely the backdrop, which is the cutting board and the vintage frame. It just kind of frames out the area. It gives it something a little bit different. It's not just liquor and glasses there. Also, the pop from the vintage vessel in the back with the pampas grass. Those three items to me would be my focal point. Tip number two is to pare down your selection, display items that you're actually going to use. So for me, though I had a set of 9 of those taller glasses, I did not necessarily need to put all of them out. I also don't necessarily need to put all of my liquors and my mixers out. So I put the ones that fit my theme and the ones that we reach for often. So again, tip number 2 is to pare down your selections or the items that you are choosing to display. Tip number 3 is to find a creative way to store your bar tools. I added this, again, DIY thrifted vessel to hold my tools. Now, oftentimes I've seen it in Target, and I also seen it at the thrift store as well, to be honest. There is a little holder, for lack of better words, that you can use for all of your bar tools, but it looks a little bit more formal and stuffy. So I think throwing them in this vintage style vessel makes it elevated a little bit more. Step number 4 is what I just stated, which is to elevate with items that you are going to use. I have elevated this using that vessel. I've elevated it using the cutting board and the frame in the back. Just because it is a bar does not mean that it has to visually fall flat. So think of different visual ways that you can elevate the space. And tip number 5 is to add live foliage, and I'm sticking with those earthy tones. So I added pampas grass to the back and it looks absolutely gorgeous. Please make sure that you are trying your best to individualize your space by using the 5 styling tips that I just went over. As a recap, tip number 1, create a focal point. Tip number 2, pare down your selection. Tip number 3, add your borrowed tools. Tip number 4, elevate the space with different vessels or cutting boards. And tip number 5 is to add live foliage. All right, guys, that's it for me this week. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. And if you did, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. It really does help my channel out. Also, if you have not already, again, make sure you are subscribed for more home and fashion updates using vintage and thrifted finds. See you all next week.